Welcome back. We are on the mountain, rock and rattle retreat. Can you guess what we're going to do? Yep, mow the sides of the road. Do this once a year. We're going to grease this baby up. Make sure everything's greased up. Yep, I still just use a hand grease. No power or anything there. A few pumps in every grease. Wipe off the greaser. You leave grease on that thing and then it just collects dust. So, all greased up, ready to go. And we start mowing. Actually been mowing for a little bit, but this is what I'm showing you. And up we go and down we go. That is a hydraulic cylinder that is going up and down. And there's why I'm mowing. Getting these trees, little trees that start growing up here alongside the road so they don't grow right beside the road and cause problems. You know, mowing the ferns and the grass. It's good, but technically not necessary. It's those little trees. Keep them down before they grow up big enough that you have to come up with a chainsaw later and chainsaw them out. Because chainsawing 9 miles of road is not fun. And there's already sections in here that probably need to be chainsawed back. I find it a bit mesmerizing to watch this thing just mow it down. Now this is a 5-foot sickle bar mower on a very small tractor. I think we only have like 19 horsepower at the PTO. I think this is the smallest sickle bar they make. There's another tree. And I think that's called the tree of heaven, which is an invasive species. There are other trees in there. There is probably oak, cherry, hickory, mostly tree of heaven. What else we got up there? A wild cherry. A lot of ferns this year. It seems to be wet up there even though we're sort of in a drought. Keep these little trees down beside the road so that they don't grow up and then lean into the road. Though some of those that are beyond the sickle bar will grow up and get into the road, probably, that come over and tower, or during the winter fall in like they did last winter because of the ice storm. A lot of those have already been taken down. section of the road. Now what I don't do is get off of the road with the tires. I've tried that a few times and it doesn't end well. I've almost tipped over because of that. Some of the ditches get kind of deep and you don't realize it until it's too late. Then you have rocks. Sometimes you can't see those rocks. Because if the grass gets up too high or there's too much grass around the rock, you end up trying to chop the rock. Not a good thing. In some areas there's just not a lot of stuff to chop down. And in some places it gets really thick. Sometimes I think I need something that extends out a lot further to get those edges, to get the sides. Had something that extended out that far, it'd probably be too big for this little tractor, or well, too heavy and tip it over because it stretch out there too far and kind of overextend the weight of the tractor to get that far over. Going a bit slow because I'm going uphill and through some of the stuff that hasn't been cleared off. And I don't have the right stuff to clear that off. I usually have my grapple on, but since I'm using the third function valve for the cylinder, oh, watch that, for the cylinder that runs the up and down of that sickle bar, you can't use the grapple. And of course you can't tell the angle of that hill. That's a very steep one. And then here's the corner, all this tree of heaven, got most of it. But the invasive species actually grows back fairly rapidly. And the other thing is sometimes there's no ditch over there and you don't want to get a tractor tire way over into an area where it goes off the side of the mountain. As you can tell back there, that there's not a lot of room to get anything over. And if you do go over, that is over. Totally. Okay, here we're doing a side, which is right next to the edge where it really drops off, and you are seeing power poles once in a while there, aren't ya? Now I am building an off-grid house, which is up on top. And this is not on top at the moment. We are going up. That is definitely a steep drop off there. You don't want to get too far over. So I don't know where the edge is, even after mowing that. All I can say is where that blade is probably not the edge, but it could be on the edge. It could be halfway through that edge. There's another power pole. And some plants that kind of look like power poles. Alright, basically done. Don't forget to grease inside of your PTO shaft. I'm doing this at the end so that I know that it's greased good when I put it away. That way it's not sticky when it comes back out next year. It being dropped on a pallet that has wheels. Push it back into its little spot back there, and it stays there for the rest of the year. Dry, comfortable, and not rusting. So that's basically what we got going, guys. We just did all the roads, took about 2 days. If you want to keep following us for other adventures, subscribe, like, and comment.